Pray today that you are alive and well, and God has given you a wonderful week. This morning I'm going to read a text from Mark chapter 1 about a person who came into the church and really did stir up things. Sometimes that's the way things happen. But this was a guy that had a bad situation going on in his life. And it's the lesson for this day. And I want you to realize and understand just how Jesus did rescue him and then restore him. Mark chapter 1, verses 21 through 28 is the gospel lesson for the week. They went to Capernaum, and when the Sabbath came, he entered the synagogue and taught. They were astounded at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes. Just then there was in their synagogue a man with an unclean spirit. And he cried out, "What have you to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." But Jesus rebuked him, saying, "Be silent and come out of him." The unclean spirit, convulsing him and crying with a loud voice, came out of him. They were all amazed, and they kept on asking one another, "What is this? A new teaching with authority? He commands even the unclean spirits, and they obey him." At once his fame began to spread throughout the surrounding region of Galilee. The word of God for us, the people of God. Thanks be to God. Let us pray this morning. Oh God, you have called us this day to walk as your disciples. There are times in our own lives, Heavenly Father, when we do not really know the way. There are unsettling situations that come about. Lord, we know that you can bring new life back to us again each day that we walk. Rescue us today, Lord. Restore us to new life. Plant within us, oh God, a seed that we can take from this place and share with somebody else. In Jesus' name we pray. After Jesus calls his disciples, they immediately leave their boats and they go and follow him. They didn't wait around. And Jesus, when he was called, when he was ordained to preach the good news of the covenant, he didn't wait. He would go after it very quickly. He started there in the town of Capernaum. What a story we just heard. And it comes from the Bible, so it's not superficial. It's not something that I made up. It is the truth. It really happened. What a mess Jesus has found himself in. Just as soon as he starts his ministry, so to speak, he finds himself here with someone coming into the church as he's trying to teach with authority and with power and with love. And as he teaches, there's a man with an unclean spirit, and he interrupts the lesson. We don't actually know what Mark meant by unclean spirit, but I can imagine he was the type of person that you really would not want to be around this day and time. I met some folks like that. This guy was hollering out maybe obscenities. He was, saying inappropriate things, and more than likely we probably wouldn't want him around. I remember the first morning after we had moved to a certain appointment. It was the morning after we moved, and I was worn out. Probably going to bed at midnight that night. And every time you move, Charlene's she's like a slave driver anyway. Everything's got to be done the next day or so. You can't stop. You can't let up any. So the next morning I was worn out, and I decided I needed I forgot what it was, some raw hanging, picture hanging, trash can, trash bag, something, I don't know. But anyway, I slapped on a pair of shorts because I knew nobody didn't know me in town yet, right? So I slapped on a pair of shorts and I walked downtown. It was real close. Downtown was very close to where the parsonage was. You can imagine me now. I'm strolling downtown, having a good time to myself, and then I ran up on this guy. The first person I met, Kelsey, you know who this guy was. The first person I met sweeping the sidewalk in front of the drugstore was Coleman. Yeah. And Coleman was this kind of, I didn't really know how to take him. I couldn't understand the words he was saying. He was kind of long, drawn out, why, thing like, you remember? You do this kind of thing? And I thought, man, what in the world is going on with you? And he kept sweeping and I kept listening. And his speech was slurred. I thought he'd been drinking. So it wasn't on my first best impression of that community. But I later found out that Coleman had served his country in the military and he'd gotten kind of messed up. You know, things had kind of happened in his life. And he really was a lamb. He was gentle as a lamb. And I got to know him. And there were several times I picked him up as he'd walk from one little city, one little town to the other town. I stopped and picked him up and bring him because we got kind of close. He was sort of messed up, if you will, though, in his mind. I think some of us, and me included sometimes, I feel like I get a little bit messed up. The fellow in today's lesson wandered into the church and shouted, "What have you to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are. You're the Holy One of God." If this were to happen in our sanctuary this morning, we would all become a little uneasy. I'm sure the ushers in the back would probably try to figure out a way to get this fella or whomever out of the church and maybe hand him a few bucks, go get you something to eat, that kind of thing. I even thought about this myself this week, what I would have done if I had witnessed something like that. I'd have probably told him about the food pantry. I'd probably tried to figure out where he was residing. I would have probably tried to figure out what his needs were. But Jesus sees today's predicament as much more important than that. That's why Jesus is Jesus and we're not. The man with the evil spirit understands Jesus better than anyone in the room. He's living on the margins of society. He's living on the margins of sanity. But he knows exactly who Jesus is. He says, I know who you are. It took the disciples up to the 8th chapter of Mark to figure it out. In the 8th chapter of Mark, Peter finally says, you are the Christ. You are the Messiah. And Jesus is probably like, well, I'm so sure glad you finally got it. This guy understood. This guy knew what he needed. He knew there were problems in his life. He knew there was things in his life. And so Jesus was kind of facing, if you will, at that moment, a predicament. He was kind of fighting good versus evil. And it's that way in the world today, dear friends. We always seem like we're always going up good versus evil. Do you get my story? It's always something good going on, and there's always something going on over here that's a little bit more evil than it should be. So Jesus was fighting that good versus evil kind of, I shouldn't use that word, I thought you should, or tug of war. Okay. This man actually knew what was going on at the time. I would have been quick to say, could some of y'all help him maybe get out, show him, maybe take him down to the motel and find him a place to stay, or maybe just try to get him on out the door. You've probably done that, wouldn't you? Yeah. I want you to notice something this morning, my friends. Jesus knew it was so much more important than that. He knew it was so much more important. He knew there was such a more great issue than just that. Jesus knew that he was battling something in his life. A good versus evil kind of thing. And then he asked Jesus one of the most important questions. He asked Jesus this question. He said, what am I to do with you, Jesus of Nazareth? How many of us need to ask ourselves that question? Jesus, what am I to do with you? You've come into the world. You brought salvation. You brought goodness. You brought forgiveness. Now, what am I supposed to do with you? Am I going through so many unsettling times? There's so much unsettledness in my life, and I can't really figure out exactly what it is I'm supposed to do. Friends, Jesus says he will touch us and make us and remold us and use us. I read a story this week about a couple that moved to Seattle, Washington. Kelsey, you've been to Seattle, Washington. I don't know if anybody want to go there, do you? It rains a lot. They moved to Seattle, Washington, and they bought this fixer-upper. I love to watch that show on TV, Fixer-Upper. They bought this fixer-upper. Well, this thing was in terrible shape. It was like a war zone. It was a disaster area. Inside, the walls and plaster were cracking. The floor had sunk 4 or 5 inches, and it was just in bad shape. And the outside was no better. North, south, east, or west, whichever way you looked, there, on the outside there were these vines growing, just sprawling out all across the yard. Well, the husband of the house said, I think these are blackberry vines. Well, my daddy would have loved it, because they were feeding everybody in the community blackberries. He would have loved it, but it was a problem for living. They couldn't get in and out. These bushes were growing all over the place. They had been there for so long, they'd grow and grow and grow and grow. And he said, I've got to take charge of this. I'm declaring war on these blackberry vines today. So he called his neighbor. What should I do to get rid of it? And his neighbor said, wait on a deep freeze. Wait till it gets really cold. It'll get cold here. Wait till it gets very cold and then go out after that deep freeze and cut those branches back all the way to the ground and burn them. It'll be good. He thought, man, I've won the war of these blackberry bushes. Spring came. You know what happened? They started growing again, all out, wandering all around the yard, every which way. So he decided he was going to ask his neighbor again, another neighbor, what should I do? How should I get rid of these blackberry vines? These branches that are growing all over the place, keeping us from living the kind of life we need to live. She said, spray them. Get you some of that strong chemical spray. They're trying to take out lawsuits against them. And spray them. And they'll die. So he got out there with his sprayer, and he sprayed. And they died. He cut the branches off again. He burned them. Springtime came back. Guess what? They started growing again. So he called one of the great professors in the community, a horticultural department at the local college, and he said, what can I do about these blackberry vines? They're driving me crazy. They're just taking over. And the horticulture professor said, you got to get them at the root. You got to take care of the root of the problem. So he got out there and he dug and dug and dug, blood, sweat, and tears, and he dug all those blackberry bushes and vines up, and then he burned them up, and then he did something different this time. This time, instead of waiting, he planted his own garden of junipers and rhododendrons and azaleas and things like that. And the blackberry vines were gone. He had gotten to the root of the issue. Friends, listen. This person that we love, called Jesus Christ, is ready to take care of the root of the problem. He's ready to rescue you. And listen, here's the great thing about it. Once he rescues you, He sends you forth. And once he rescues you, he plants his own garden of love that deep down inside your life. He plants that seed of forgiveness, that seed of love, that seed of genuineness, that seed of discipleship. Once he does that, once he rescues you, he sends you out. He cleaned up that guy. Remember the story at the end? It said, Jesus Christ said, come out of him. Come out of him. Let him be. And the evil spirit came out. And I walked away, rescued and restored. Hey friends, this God that I know, this God that I know and I love, and you do too, he's ready to reach out his hand and touch you wherever it is you need to be touched. Friends, this is serious, serious, serious business. Do you need rescue? Do you need restoring? He's ready to build that garden in your life. But the weeds will come back. Lord, we're grateful for the time you've been with us here this morning. We're thankful, most Heavenly Father, for your gift of love to us. So now as we hear music softly playing, we know, Lord, that we at times go through unsettling issues. We sometimes don't know which way to go next. We struggle from one place to the next. There's one thing about it, God. When you reach out and touch us, that touch is meant for good. Sure, we go through trying times. But when you touch us, Lord, we're made whole. We can be shackled, God. We're shackled and chained sometimes. The vines of life try to take us over. There's a way to get rid of them. And it's called your love and your forgiveness. As we sing this morning, oh God, move among the people that are here. If there is a need anywhere in this place, God, let this be the time and the day that they make things good with you. Once again, rescue us, receive us, and send us.